The human family, to me anyway, both worlds are sort of out of touch with, what makes with their best selves. So the stork world has become sort of corporate, and they sort of lost touch with what made them great. And in our story, we've sort of lost touch with our son. We're so busy with our careers, trying to sort of make hay while the sun shines, that we're actually missing out on his childhood. So I feel like there's sort of parallel stories happening in a way, and over the course of the movie, we start to sort of figure out what's important. Nate ends up sort of needing a sibling because his parents, of which I am one, Henry, are basically spending their time on their careers and not really paying attention to him. And he's developed this incredible imaginary universe, and he's sort of we find him in battle, in this imaginary battle, and he's missing this other person to sort of bail him out. So he basically needs somebody else there with ninja skills to help him. But it's really more about the fact that he doesn't really have his parents around. I think that the landscape of what makes up a family nowadays has changed a lot, and the tulip being a part of us, the stork family, is somehow symbolic of the fact that, at least I hope, and it feels like we're not really paying as much attention to what somebody looks like, and more just about your family is who you decide is your family, and it feels very much like that in the film. It's really smart storytelling. There are lots of moments in the movie that are really touching, but it's also really funny, like actually funny. And I think that that's something that's along with the incredible storytelling, which is obviously the most important part. They've tapped into a bunch of comedians much better than myself. I'm actually not a comedian, but people who can really make everybody laugh, so that I think parents are kind of excited to go see these movies. I certainly am. I think that Storks falls into that category of something that, as a parent anyway, it feels like something that is going to get watched again and again, and in my household. And those movies tend to be sort of classics, and by classics I mean sort of universal. They're hitting on stuff that, and I'm sure this is, I don't know anything about marketing whatsoever, but I have a feeling this is why they do so well internationally, is they are tapping into big universal ideas, and they're funny in a way that's, I also find, timeless. I love physical comedy. It can get a little bit of a bad rap sometimes, but sometimes I think people find it a little more palatable in animation, and that translates everywhere. It's a very suspenseful adventure that's also really touching and funny. I mean, that is what it was for me anyway. My mom actually happened to be visiting when I went to the screening, and she was sobbing when it was over. So don't bring your mom.